Today, we're going to be reviewing the cordless robotic pool cleaner, the Aiper, I think that's how you say it, or Aiper or Aiper Scuba S1 Pro. This isn't my normal setup. In fact, this isn't my house. I wish. It's my parents' house, and they recently, literally meaning yesterday, finished putting in a pool in their backyard. So, strangely enough, Aiper reached out and asked if I wanted to review this, and I was like, yes, I do. We're gonna get into this thing. For any of you who have a pool at your home, obviously this is more so for you than someone like me who doesn't. We're gonna see what this thing can do. It's similar to your robot vacs that you have at your house, or as I reviewed on the channel before, robot lawnmowers, but it cleans the pool. Before we dive in though, on this channel we talk about technology from an intentional living and minimalist perspective. So if that sounds cool to you, please consider subscribing. Share this video with someone you think might enjoy it. Like it so we can tell the algorithm that this channel is amazing. And without further ado, let's get into it. Here we go. Let's see what this thing is all about. It was strange timing. I need to move this bench here so I can stand up. It was strange timing that they reached out to me, and I'm starting to think brands have a way of knowing when reviewers are looking into certain products, because I was looking into robot pool cleaners for my parents. So there's that, just a little thank you with some QR codes on how to set it all up. Very nice looking, whatever that would be called. I'll set that right there. We get some documentation, see what this is all about. So nice little package there with the manual. Looks nice. By the way, if at any time during this review you want to pick one of these up for yourself, check the link in the description down below and you'll be able to get a certain percentage off your order. All right, there's a little box here on the side. This says retrieval hook and charger. So that's kind of nice. Ooh, so it's a retrieval hook. So I guess if it gets stuck at the bottom of the pool, or if you just don't want to bend over and pick it out yourself, this actually connects to like a skimmer rod that you would use in your pool. So that's a nice touch. And then we have the charger, which just goes into the wall like normal. So that is all there and accounted for as well. I like this blue color they've gone for. Kind of matches somebody else's blue color, if you know what I'm saying. A little bit more teal, but it's a good look. All right, here's the, you know, I love that about products like these. That's all there is in the box. You know, you got your charger and you got your device. All right, let's get this thing out of this huge bag. Wow, look at all these sensors on this thing. Does it give anyone else mini tank vibes? Because it sure is me. This thing's cool. I know very little about it, and I'm excited to get into the app as well to control this thing. I know you can schedule time with it, all sorts of fun stuff. So we're gonna take all the fun sticker paper off of it. So we have an on-off button in what looks like a touch capacitive area. It's not like a scrolly wheel. I'll try and get some close-up shots of this too so you can see. Dry the charging port before charging. That's good to know. So this thing uses like some fans and grippy stuff in order for it to stick to the side of the pool, because it does clean the sides and the bottom. Here's what the bottom looks like. So this is sort of the vacuuming area that sucks in all the dirt. This of course is sort of scraping it off the walls and doing the deep cleaning there, which is super cool. And then it catches and sort of funnels in here. But it looks like we have sensors here and here, which might be it actually. Oh, more protective plastic that I forgot to take off. Overall build quality is really nice. I mean, this is like a, I mean, it's legitimately a tank. Let's see how you get into all this. So, top pops right up, just like that. And you have your casing here for all your debris that gets in there. And then you can, of course, open it with this back lid deal and empty that into your garbage disposal or trash can. And then a filter here as well. Doesn't look like there's any other filters, but I'm assuming you can buy more on their site if you need to. It says, rinse the ultrafine filter after each use to prevent debris buildup. So that's a good thing to note, and I'll make sure my parents know that as well. Cool, super simple. I would hit the power button, but I don't really want to do it on my parents' countertop here. I think that's probably a good play. Overall, this thing's neat, and I'm excited to see if it has any charge. It looks like there's also 2 sensors on the back as well that shoot out the corners, your back rubbing area, and then you do have your treads, tank style, to maneuver the thing around. Up here on the top, you have your vents which allow for the suction to occur. It's shooting water that way so that the bottom sticks. And I'm assuming that's how it works. And you do have your power button and everything there. So I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera for just a second, see if I can't set this thing up, maybe plug it in, see how much charge it has, set up the app as well. Yeah, we'll go from there. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and set up the app with you guys. So forgive the mess here. Let's see, opening up the app. I'm gonna go ahead and create an account. I'm gonna use my info and then hopefully I can transfer it over to my parents. Cool, so now we're in this dashboard. Allow Aiper to find Bluetooth devices, allow. Now what I kind of want to do is look into this quick start guide because I don't want this thing to like turn on and start running. So press and hold the power button for 2 seconds to turn on and off the device. I'm scared that it's gonna, let's just do it. My parents can get mad at me later. Ooh, nice little blue light there. So what do I need to do to pair? I'm gonna hit this plus button, searching for devices, Scuba S1 Pro. Oh, please don't start moving. Still a little scared. Allow Aiper to use your location. I think it's weird you can't choose from a Wi-Fi list. There we go. Connecting to network. It's making really interesting noises. Okay, the device will lose connection underwater and can only reconnect once it's back on shore. Auto mode, floor and wall cleaning, floor cleaning only, wall cleaning only, water line cleaning only. Wait, so this thing is a skimmer as well? Or is it like the water line around the outside? I'm not sure. And then eco mode, clean pool floor every 48 hours. That's pretty cool. Will this thing, no. I was wondering if like you could put it on like a charging station and then it just like drives off the edge and dives into the pool by itself. All right, auto mode, we've got 69% battery. So I think we're gonna go outside and put this thing to work. All right, Aiper Scuba S1 Pro. We're gonna go outside and test this thing. Really quick, let's talk about build quality. It's heavy, like for sure, which there's probably a reason for that. The plastic is nice. It's mostly plastic and rubber, which is also good for kids. There's no like crazy blades or anything on this thing where like someone could get hurt. There are spinning blades, but they're way down in here. So like I can't even touch that, which is nice. There are a few buttons on the top here, which you can choose cleaning modes without having to even use the app. It's low key. I like the touches of like this like turquoise though. I think that's really cool. And I do like this front light it's got going on here and the cool sensors around there. And then of course on the back, you have your charging area, which is waterproofed. Well, let's let this thing update and then we're gonna head outside and throw it in the water. Here's what we're looking at up close. You do have these rubber kind of brushes here. Here are your options in terms of turning it on and different functions you can do. There are the fans down deep in there. Other than that, yeah, we've got treads here that you can apparently replace, which is good. These are the sensors that I was talking about. So there's 4 of those, 1 on each corner. Open up here, and here's the basket that collects, and then filter as well. Here's what it looks like inside. There's where the suction comes through. Nice. All right, so I charged it up to 80%, and we're just gonna go drop this thing in. There's no instruction in the manual on how you're supposed to start this thing, so I'm gonna take a wild guess and hopefully it works out. So here's the pool. It's beautiful. They literally just finished it yesterday. I did get permission from my parents to do this thing, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Starting to sink, which is what it's supposed to do. All right, auto mode, doing something. Shooting out water. Oh, there it goes. I guess it's cleaning. I don't know. So it's moving. I thought I was gonna have to put my iPhone in the water, which I still might do. Let's see what it does on these stairs. Interesting. It's pivoting on the stairs. All right, let's see if it's gonna try to climb. It is. Wow, look at that. It's gonna climb the stairs, huh? Interesting. It's so weird looking. Also, hi. Wow, look at that, huh? What you gonna do? Oh, it knows what it's doing. I was wondering if it got stuck. Let's see what direction it takes off in now. I guess it's just gonna clean the stairs. I'm assuming this thing knows what to do with stairs, since it is indeed a pool cleaner. We'll have to see. I might just let it do its thing, maybe set up a time lapse. It's still a little too early to tell, but it's doing its thing. I don't know what to expect really. I'm gonna let it go. Apparently when it's done, or when the battery gets low, it goes to like a wall and just sits against the wall at the bottom, and you actually have to use the hook on the end of like a pool cleaning rod to pick it up out of the water. So that's something you'll have to do each time, which is, it's not ideal, but it's also not ideal to clean your entire pool by yourself either. So I guess there's really no other way that it could, it wouldn't be able to get out of the pool on its own. So let's check out what it's doing now. All right, still working on these stairs. So you're probably gonna have to scrub the top stair yourself, would be my guess, because every time it senses that it's in the air and out of the water, it backs up and goes back down to the bottom. All right, we'll keep an eye on it. Okay, it's still going. It's been maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I put on the hook, which just goes on like a normal pool cleaner, like I said earlier. I'm gonna try to catch this boy. I might wanna go over on the other side. Really heavy. Okay, let's see what we got. If you'll follow me down here. I really love this camera, by the way. Let's see how this thing did. Here's our filter. Yeah, look at that. Got a lot of like tiny rocks. There's a little caterpillar in here. I don't know if I can show you guys this. Yeah, so that's actually picked up more than I thought, especially a ton of dead bugs. So I am curious to see how much battery this has left on it. I have the app here. It says it's got 40% battery left. We started at 80. Go over to, can I go to history? Cleaning records. Oh, it went for 1 hour, so 61 minutes on auto. So 61 minutes will bring it down 40%. That's good to know. It was really close to being done. It just needed to kind of do that last wall over there, I think. I don't know, I'm pleasantly surprised. Here's what the filter looks like. As you can see, it's yellowed a little bit, and they are gonna wanna rinse that each time. There's that. You know what? I think I'm just gonna drop this back in the water, let it finish off, and my parents can pick it up when they get home today. And maybe, who knows, maybe I'll have them FaceTime me and tell me their sort of review of this thing. I don't know, first impressions, it's really cool. Very straightforward, very easy to use. The app is nice. I think it's strange that the app has to disconnect from the robot itself while the robot's underwater, but that kind of makes sense. Like, I don't know how good radio waves or frequencies or whatever, I don't know how good that stuff is underwater. So other than that, we'll wrap this up. Just sort of my final impressions and review of Scuba S1 Pro. So I don't have the Scuba S1 Pro here with me. It's been a couple weeks after, unboxing and setting it up. I left it at my parents' house because it's a gift that I'm giving to them for their new pool. They've been using it almost daily. My dad loves tech like I do. He's just like put this thing in the pool and sat out there and watched it clean for hours on end in his free time, which is funny. So much like my dad in that way. But from what I can tell, when I was there testing it, I think this thing is robust. It's going to last a long time, it feels. And my dad has mentioned a lot how, they just got their pool done. So they had a ton of this like sediment, dust and stuff that just collected in the bottom. And if you think about a pool, it's not, in a way, I guess it's like the ground. Like if you sweep it up, it kind of floats up in the air and then rests back down. But a pool is even worse. So if you have a ton of stuff on the bottom of your pool and then you get in there and you swim around, it like puts all this stuff up into the rest of the water. And then after someone leaves, it settles back down again. So something, like cleaning your pool, in my opinion, especially with it being that dirty in the start, or if you had some like runoff or something, it get into your pool, which I don't really see happening with their pool because of the way it's built. But you get a ton of dirt in there, it's going to take quite a few cleanings to get everything out. And so that's, my dad's been running it daily just to kind of watch what it does, but also like he's tested just doing the sidewalls and just doing the bottom and just doing the water line, and he seems to really enjoy it, and I think it was exactly kind of what they were looking for. Some things I wanted to mention, though, is the app, and I might have mentioned this before, but the app doesn't really do a whole lot. Like, you can't remote control it, it actually disconnects from your phone or the app while it's underwater because it can't connect through the water. So really all the app does is it allows you to sort of order more replacement parts, or if there's any software updates that the Scuba needs to, download, it does it through the app. So it's actually, that might be a bummer to some of you, but honestly, it's really cool how this thing works. You pick your mode and you put it in the water. When it detects water, it cleans. It's very get it out of the box, put it in the pool, and it does its thing, which is just, it's not complicated by any means. And even setting up the app, my dad did it right in front of me, and it was easy for him to do. So very easy to use device. And it's not something like a smartphone where you want to spend all your time playing on it. It does its job. It does it well. And I'll talk about that here in a second. And I think it's enjoyable. You can swim around with this thing going, cleaning the pool. It's not going to like crush any toes or tear up anybody's feet. It has these nice, rubber brushes like I showed you all, and it just does its thing. It's not super loud as well. Like obviously when it gets to the surface, it just kind of, but then it goes back down, silent again. I really enjoyed using this, and every time I go over to my parents' pool now, I want to like throw it in the water and use it just because it's fun to watch. So in terms of like cleaning out the pool and actually getting a lot of dirt in it, I showed you all what that looked like with the first little like half cleaning that I did. But my parents have been having frogs get in their pool, which apparently is a big thing. I was talking to Ben, and it happens to his parents' pool too. Anyway, the other day my dad went to clean out the basket and it had half a frog in there. It does a great job cleaning, and it picks up small and large debris, which is awesome as well. I think it does a good job of kind of going around the different like drainage or like the ladder going up. And it's one of those things where even if it's missing pieces here and there, it's kind of like those vacuums you have on your floor, it'll hit it eventually. So something that's pretty cool is, one, it's made for large pools. So on their site, it says 2,150 square feet is what it's good to clean. My parents' pool is a little bit smaller than that, I think. It has, obstacle avoidance. One of the cool things is this eco mode, carefree maintenance. So it'll clean 3 times a week for 45-minute sessions. And I think you literally just leave it in the bottom of the pool until it runs out of batteries. So it'll just chill there and clean. You can obviously check out their website for more of this stuff, like the 100 GPM suction power. It's cool to watch. It does a great job. I think it's definitely priced fun, and I think it's something that's going to last you a long time as well. Working with Aiper, I keep calling it Aiper. I think I heard someone call it Aiper. Either way, I've enjoyed working with them. They've been great. And yeah, I just think it's a great product. If you have a pool, this is kind of a no-brainer. It doesn't require any wires or to be connected to anything. It does its own thing. It has this kind of like AI vision going on. And so anyway, thanks so much to Aiper for sending me this to review. I know my parents have loved it, and it was kind of cool that I was able to gift this to them for their new pool. And hopefully I'll be able to use that pool a lot. I've already used it twice now, and it's really nice and really fun. Anyway, that's going to do it for this review. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll try and help you out, answer those the best I can. I'll also encourage Aiper to be down in the comments as well to answer any questions you all might have. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoy tech from an intentional living and minimalist perspective, please consider subscribing and like this video for more. Check the link in the description for a certain percentage off your order on anything off their site. And yeah, thanks so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.